Hi, my name is Lucia Vargas, and I will be doing my informative speech assignment for week 11 on the sway of music. The music we listen to can influence and affect the mood we are in on a day to day basis. Music can affect the way we approach things at home, at work, at school, or even the way we serve at church and in our worship. According to dictionary.com, music is a noun and is defined as an art of sound that expresses ideas and emotions in a significant form through the elements of rhythm, melody, harmony, and color. According to the same source, worship is also a noun that can be defined as a reverent honor and respect paid to God or to any object regarded as sacred. So, how does music affect us? Sometimes we can get really excited over a song that comes on the radio because of the beat or because we really like the song. You can like a song because it could be very catchy and makes you feel good, or you just like the way it sounds. But sometimes you don't pay attention to the words of the song. I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but if a song is particularly catchy, or if I heard the song too many times, I begin to play the song in my head over and over again. I don't even have to like the song, but if I go to sleep, I go to sleep thinking about the song, and when I wake up, I wake up thinking about the song. When I came to the United States, I would listen to music to help me learn speak English. I liked the beat of the music, how loud it was, and how it made me feel, even though I didn't understand a word of what I was listening to. I just thought it was very romantic and poetic. Take for instance, I used to listen to this band called Evanescence, and I love the song that it was titled "Wake Me Up." Some of the words would say, "How can you see into my eyes like open doors, leading you down into my core where I have become so numb? Without a soul, my spirit sleeping somewhere cold until you find it there and lead it back home." This is a picture of the band Evanescence. Okay, they typically do gothic rock music. Gothic rock music can be marked by dark and morbid lyrics. These are people who wear mostly black clothing, use dark dramatic makeup, and often has dyed black hair. The main singer of Evanescence, Amy Lee, identifies herself as a Christian, but does not state anywhere her devotion to Christianity. And in an interview, she has confessed the following: "I definitely have always been fascinated with the darker side of things, death, the afterlife, sort of things that I don't really understand and may never will." The Bible says on 1 John 5:19, "We know that we are of God, and the whole world lies under the sway of the wicked one." The word sway can be defined as to move or incline to one side or in a particular direction, to persuade you, to lure you in. Now, this is a picture of Amy Lee and Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson, whose real name is Brian Warner, is a self confessed Satanist in the First Church of Satan, started by Anton LaVey in 1966 in San Francisco. LaVey's branch of Satanism stands for just about everything the opposite of what Christianity is. And this comes out again and again in Manson's words in stage shows. Obviously, typically it's like this: you are a tree. Your trunk will be your core, your spirit, your intellect, your mind. Your roots are deep in what you choose to pursue, whether it's fertile soil or earthly stones. The branches are those friends and family that are connected to you. They aren't quite you, but you certainly do have an effect on each other. Marilyn Manson will be a trunk in Satan's work. His roots are buried deep in Satan's lies and demonic entities. Amy Lee, the main singer in Evanescence, will be like a branch or flower to him. She may not identify herself as a Satanist, but she is playing patty cake with Satan himself. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 10:21, you cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You cannot partake of the Lord's table and of the table of demons. Even with songs as seemingly innocent and harmless as the one of Evanescence, you are creating a spiritual blockage that prevents you from feeling God's presence. It's amazing how morbid and suggestive lyrics can disguise themselves in a seemingly spiritual song. 2 Corinthians 11:14 says, and no wonder, for Satan himself transformed himself into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also transform themselves into ministers of righteousness, who end will be according to their works. We need to keep a full armor of God and keep a careful eye for the enemy, like for the enemy is like a prowling lion, crawling and seeking for who he may devour. We need to be careful of what we listen to. Just because we don't understand it doesn't mean our spirit doesn't. In conclusion, Proverbs 4:23 says, keep and guard your heart with all diligence, and above all that you guard, for out of it flows the spirit of life. Good night.